Who knows? Who knows? Nowhere? That's not the right answer. Where can you get a condom in the jungle? I got the answer, and it's real easy. It's real easy. I wonder if y'all gonna get it. Where can you get a condom in the jungle? The same Babylon Walmart where you get your GMO wine, where you get your GMO snacks that you binge on and that you hide in your room, and where you get your creatine so that you can be brolic while everybody else is frail, so that nobody can ever have the courage to step to you. It's so easy. Y'all didn't guess that? It's so easy. Listen, it's so funny to me. I don't like it when he goes off script. When he goes off script, it's directionless, it's incoherent, and frankly, it's boring. I hate when he goes off script. That shit just really irks me. I hate it. You know, it really shows your intellect when the only thing that you can do, instead of defending the kingdom of God, this is the kingdom of God, right? Instead of defending that, you jump to lying to humiliate a woman sexually, because that is your default. That's all you can really do. That's all you're good at. You're no intellectual. And it's sad. We look at this person. This is a despicable person. And we say, this is our Messiah. If this is our Messiah, like, we are fucked up. There's no hope for this world if this is our Messiah. So I just wanted to come on here just to clear this shit up once and for all. I'm safe, as you can see. I'm somewhere where nobody can intimidate me, where nobody can threaten me, covertly or overtly. I'm somewhere where I can speak fully candidly, like I said, without anybody interfering with that, without having to be afraid. So what I want to say is this. I want to take it from the beginning. I'm going to take it all the way from the beginning. I'm going to go through this once, and I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to drop it. I started talking to Nature Boy in November of last year. When I approached him, it was never on no shit of me being his wife. It was never on no shit of me trying to be with him. I approached him. I saw a couple of videos. They weren't about his ideology. They were more so just about living in nature, about eating organic food, about veganism. And I had been on and off vegan in my life, and I saw like the times when I was vegan, like the changes it had on me, and I was on the cusp of my own spiritual journey. So when I saw that, all I saw was just a bunch of people living in the jungle, being vegan, and seeming to, from what I saw at the time, be working on themselves. So I hit him up, and I was like, listen, because I had an idea that was growing in my mind for a long time at that point. And I hit him up, and I'm like, I have this idea. I see what you're doing. I admire that. I knew a little something, like he was from a similar background from me, as me, like he didn't come from much. And I was like, yo, like, how did you do that? How did you organize this situation for yourself? And that's what I hit him on, because I was wanting to put something together for women who were maybe aging out of the foster care system or getting out of prison, getting out of jail, women that were dealing with homelessness. You know, that's what I was trying to develop something like that for them, like where they could go out in nature, where they could be on a vegan diet, where they could do all these different things to improve themselves in an environment where it's not just about somebody giving you a diagnosis. So I told him all of this, and he acted as if he was very, very supportive of my idea. He's like, yo, I think that would be dope as fuck. I love your idea, everything. I'm like, can you give me some advice? And he's very knowledgeable on certain things, like about where the cheapest place is, like if you're looking to live in the tropics, you know, like how to get funding, this and that. Like, it sounded very business-like, very technical, and he was giving me like this type of advice. So that was what I initially hit him on. It was never anything about anything more than that. But then, over time, we started talking more and more, and we started really getting in depth and getting to know each other. And I told him everything about my ideas, and he was like, yo, like, I think you're really dope. Like, you're so intelligent. Like, I love speaking to you and all this stuff. Like, that was what our conversations were like. So on and on, like, he started pushing it in a direction of being something sexual. Like, he would try to push it on me. And I wasn't really feeling it like that, but it got flirtatious because he's a charming dude. Like, he knows how to talk. He's not an unattractive dude. There was an attraction there. And he's a charming dude. So over time, I began to get more open to that. But the foundation of everything that our relationship was built on was about basically him giving me advice and trying to empower me, quote unquote, to doing my own thing. It's really crazy, and it's so funny because one of the things that people believe because of what they saw online is that he was unaware of my music career. He had never seen the videos that I had done. This was a surprise to him. That's bullshit. It's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. Oh, it's hot out here. The truth is that he saw every video that I ever fucking did. Stuff that y'all haven't even seen. Stuff that y'all haven't even heard about. He saw it. I showed him every video, every interview, every song, all of that. And you know what he said? He's like, yo, you're dope as fuck. I love your energy. I love your personality. Blah, 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 blah. You got to understand that I've never been a person big into social media. And anybody who knows me knows that. Even when I was a teenager, I was never on Facebook like that. I was never on MySpace like that back then when there was MySpace. I never did any of that. So I truly, like, I had watched a couple videos, seen him in the jungle. I was like, okay, cool. Didn't look into it any more than that. But as we started to talk more and more, I was like, let me check this nigga out a little bit more. So I started watching shit, and I saw some stuff that I did like about being God, because I took that as, rather than being some supernatural deity, I took it as more so like taking control of your own life and looking around at your life and the situations that you're in and seeing like the power and control that you have over that. So I liked that, but as I continued watching, obviously I saw a lot of shit that I disagreed with, and then we'll get into that too. But as I continued watching, I think I ran into a real nigga moment or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? Because you got to understand, at this point, I have been talking to this person for months. This person showed me, and I know it's online. I know y'all going to say, how could you fall for that? You know you didn't know this nigga in real life. But that, I'll eat that. Like I always say, I'll eat that. That's on me. But when I saw that, like, it was a totally different person. Like, it was nothing like the person who I've been speaking to. So I hit him up and I was like, yo, like, I don't even think I feel comfortable associating with you, like even having conversations with you, much less anything more than that after seeing what I have seen online. And you know what he told me? He's like, yo, that's not me. Like, you know me, you've been talking to me, that's just a character. That's something that I do for entertainment. I do that. And he laid it out so smooth. And now, like, that I'm out of the situation, I see how dumb and naive it sounds. I see how stupid it is. It was stupid for me to believe this, and I accept that fully. But the way he laid it out, he was like, listen, so all of the shit you see, the crazy, wild, chief shit, that's just a character. That's something that I do to draw our people in. Because, you know, our people are in a state where we're so ignorant, or where we're so misguided, that we're not even interested in real shit. We're not even interested in real shit. Like, all we want to do is watch some ratchet shit, some ghetto shit for entertainment. So what I do is, I have this entertainment side that everybody knows is fake. Everybody knows it's just for entertainment. Nobody is really buying into it. My whole fan base knows. Everybody that watches me knows. But I have this to draw people in so that I could feed them the knowledge bit by bit. That's what he said. And people wonder, like, why I thought this shit was a retreat, or why I thought it was a holistic retreat. Because he told me that shit. He told me that. He told me just like this. He says, I can't show everybody everything that we're doing here online. I can't show everybody everything about the meditation. I can't show everybody everything about the work that we're doing, the group discussions and everything that we're doing to build ourselves and heal and work on ourselves, because niggas will get bored with that. I got to give it to them bit by bit so that they can consume it, so that they can accept it. And I thought about it, and even though it sounded a little bit outlandish, I was like, you know, that's kind of true, because you can get black people way easier to watch Love and Hip Hop than you can get them to watch maybe some sort of lecture from a scholar that's teaching us something that is actually beneficial to us. So when he put it like that, I was like, you know, that makes sense. I went back and forth with it in my mind, because he had to really sell me on it, because I was skeptical. But eventually I was like, that makes sense. I could see that. I blocked him several times in this process, and he would always hit me up on other numbers, blow me up, like, yo, like, you need to talk to me, let me explain, let me tell you what it really is, like, you're being subjective, you're being emotional, like, you need to let me explain this to you. And I fell for it, and I did that. So later on down the line, we're talking and everything, and he was trying to, you know, sell me on the idea of coming, but that, I'm not a person who really, I don't know, like, I'm not a person who really likes living with a bunch of people and not having my own space. So he even tried to sell me on that portion of it. He sent me like videos like of some big ass property with multiple like different little houses that all had their own bathroom. He's like, this is what we're buying, this is where we're gonna be, you're gonna have your own space, you're gonna love it. I was still like, I don't really know. So finally one day he comes to me and he says, listen, I got an idea for you, I got a deal for you. So you know, I got this entertainment shit that I'm doing, right? I love your personality in your videos when you do your music. You're very feisty. You have a lot of personality. You have a big personality. You have a lot of spunk. So what I want to do is, my ratings are low. My ratings are low right now. Like, they're decreasing. And you know, he tried to like make it seem like it was some higher purpose, because he says, it's getting more difficult for me to get the knowledge out and for me to help people change their lives in a positive direction, because the entertainment ain't even bringing them in no more. We don't have enough oomph to bring people in. So what I want you to do is, I want to bring you in as a character. And these are, it's a B. And these are his words and not mine. These are his words, like, I'm quoting. I want to bring you in as a character. What you're going to do is, you're going to come over here, you're going to show off that big personality, you're going to show off that spunk, and you're going to mix things up, spice things up a little bit. You know, like, that's something that we need right now on the entertainment end. And if you do that for me, not only will I let you study under me and learn how the ins and outs of running the business side of a retreat or of a commune like this, I will invest in you. I'll invest in it. You can go off. You don't have to be a part of the entertainment shit no more. You can go off and do your own thing. So I thought about it and I was like, that sounds pretty cool. Like, I thought of it as an acting role, because that's the way that he presented it. He presented it like it was completely fake, and everyone knew that it was fake. And I did a little bit of research. I'm not gonna lie and make it seem like I did a bunch, but I did a little bit of research. And when I would read the comments and I would see videos that people would make, people were saying, this is a reality show, this is not real. Like, it seemed as if the people were in on it. It really seemed that way. So seeing that and the way that he explained it, I was like, okay, I could see myself doing that for the greater good of being able to go off and do my thing for women. And see, that's another thing. He always knew before I got there. He knew my views on women empowerment. He knew my views on male-female relationships. He knew all of that, and he respected it. He acted as if he respected it. You know? And he knew that I did not believe fully in his ideology. That was not a surprise to him. I was never coming there to be a permanent member of Carbonation. He knew that. That's why you would hear him in certain conversations that we had on camera, refer to me as a student, because I was there to study the business side. He knew that I was not all about his ideology. We just had many, many discussions about this. So I agreed to it. I agreed to it. He covered everything. He took care of everything. I decided to come. Here's another misconception, something that I have to say. If y'all didn't hear it, if y'all didn't watch it in the interview that I did, I want y'all to Google this. Can you enter the country of Panama without a return flight back to wherever you came from? You cannot even enter Panama without a return flight. You cannot do that. They will not let you cross the border. They will not let you enter the country. They will not even let you get on the flight. You have to have a flight back in order to even go to Panama. I had a flight back, purchased, paid for, in full by him. And I'll get into what happened with that later on. So I come there, and the minute that I get in the car, the first thing he's talking about is, okay, how are we going to introduce you on camera? What are you going to say? How are we going to do it? Because I really need this character to come off this way, and we got to make sure we do it right. Okay, let's run through some scenarios, and what are you going to say, and how is it going to be? And I'm like, damn, like I just got off a fucking flight. Like I haven't even been to sleep. Then we get there, and he's doing the ranting and raving all night. So this was just shit that just put me in a terrible mood, even being there in the first place. So when I got there, we really didn't talk. I said that. We didn't talk. I didn't really talk to him. He didn't really talk to me. I was attracted to him. We had one encounter. It was just something that happened. That's it. So the only times that we would talk was when he would be trying to go over scripts and lines with me. That's why you'll see I got there on August 28th. I got to Carbonation on August 28th. You didn't see me on camera until a week or so, maybe more, later. That was because he had me going over and over and over scripts or whatever I'm supposed to say. Like, he would literally make us have rehearsals. Rehearsals for this shit. He would make us have rehearsals, and he would always be telling me, oh, no. That's too much. Like, you need to tone it down some. You can't overshadow me. You gotta, why did you use that word? Why did you say that? Are you trying to sound more intellectual than me? And even though I knew that it was a character at the time, that's how I'm viewing it. I'm thinking that it's completely fake. So even though I'm thinking, okay, I'm telling myself, this is just a character, it doesn't matter. I'm still thinking, in the back of my mind, I'm like, why is it necessary for you to portray a woman as less than you? Even on a fake ass show. Like, why is that necessary? And I confronted him about that at one point. And he tells me, like, okay, this is a show. You got to think about it like it's a real show. I'm the main character. If you overshadow me, or if anybody overshadows me, the audience is not going to like that. So I was like, all right, we went over it. And then eventually he introduced me. And this is when the switch happened, because once, nobody knew I was over there. Nobody knew. Like, he makes us watch the troll videos. Like, he's obsessed with the troll videos and the comments and everything. So we were watching all of that. Like, he demands that we watch all that. He knows all of his trolls. Like, even people who only have 10, 12 views, he watches and studies all that shit. He's very meticulous about the way that he organizes his show. He cares about public perception of the show a lot. So, y'all are distracting me. He cares about public perception of the show a lot. So we would go through the comments, and this is how I knew nobody knew that I was there. It was like one person who had like a little clip, like a blurry little picture of me sitting at the table or whatever, and was like, oh, one of the new women at Carbonation or some shit. But once I finally like made my debut, that's when people started hitting me up in my inbox. it was young kids like 17, 18, 19 years old hitting me up in my inbox. And the way that they were talking to me, the conversations that we were having, they were saying, oh, I really want to be in carbonation and blah, blah, blah. Like, and I would talk to them. I would go back and forth with them a little bit. And what I began to realize was that they were buying into the quote-unquote entertainment side. They were being guided by that. They were wanting to follow that. And I was like, whoa, fuck no. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And one of the moments that was the straw that broke the camel's back was when, like, one day, like, we were in a group and we were having a discussion about something. And Solar, like, he's like 20, 21 or whatever. And I don't know what we were talking about, but he's like, you know, Chief really is the Messiah or something. And I look at his face and I look in his eyes and I'm like, yo, this nigga really believes this shit. Like, this is crazy. Like, it felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. So, once I realized, like, young people were really being guided and believing in this quote-unquote character that was promoting all the wrong shit, I was like, nah, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not doing this. So, before this happened, he had developed a little scene, so to speak, that we were going to do. It was the situation with him bringing up my video and the camera, like, putting the camera on the interview and showing all of that. That was something that was completely orchestrated. That was something that had been discussed at length by him and by the group before it even happened. That was something that was planned. The fact that people were hitting him up about my video, which he had already seen and that he was already aware of. He's like, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to confront you. You and I, we're going to have a little debate. You're going to get a little feisty. We're going to have a little debate. But in the end, you're going to let me destroy you intellectually. And then you're going to agree with me and apologize. Now, when I thought that this shit was a show, like, it sounded fucking crazy to me. But I was like, whatever, man. But when I realized, like, that niggas was really believing that this shit was really real, young people were really wanting to follow this shit, I came to him, I'm like, yo, like, I can't do that scene. And he got hot. He got hot. He got pissed off. And he says, so, you let me pay for all this shit. We had a deal. You come out here, and now you're not going to hold up your end of the deal? And I'm like, nah, because I came here under false pretenses. I thought that this was something that everyone knew was fake. I thought everyone knew that it was fake. Like, that's what I thought. So, knowing what I knew now, like, people are really believing this shit. I'm not going to get up on camera and say some shit that people are going to take as real that I know that I don't believe in. Fuck no, I'm not doing that. So he gets hot. We go back and forth about it a little bit. And then he says, man, I'm running the scene. I'm running it. So then, sometime later, or whatever, he just pulls out the camera. He pulls out the video. He starts trying to run the scene or whatever. So you can see on my face, like, when he comes over to me and he's showing me the video. Like, I don't know if y'all saw it. You can see in my face that I'm like, fuck. Man, I'm not trying to do this shit. Like, you can see it in my face. And it's easy to say, like, yo, I would have kept it completely real. I would have told this nigga what it was. I would have did this and I would have did that. But at the end of the day, I'm solo by myself. This nigga is surrounded by minions in his home, in a country where he knows the lay of the land, in a country where he has connections with law enforcement. Shit that he bragged to me about before I even got there. Shit that I knew. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. It is going to be a little bit of, or a lot of, wanting to preserve my own safety. And that's what I did. Like, so I'm trying. The camera's on. It's on live. Like, you can see me. I'm trying. Like, I'm holding shit in. I'm trying to be respectful. And I'm trying to be respectful. And I'm trying not to violate him too much or do anything like that. But even though I was afraid, and even though, like, I worried about what would happen if I crossed him, because he would say all the time, like, once I got there and I saw what it really was, no holistic shit, no healing, no groups, no none of that. It's a business running this fucking quote-unquote show. And he would always say all the time, man, this shit is my livelihood, man. When people would fuck up and do shit on camera that he didn't like or that made people have a certain perception, man, you fucking with my livelihood. You fucking with my livelihood. So I knew if I said something to expose that aspect of it, it would be a problem for me. And he made it clear. You can threaten someone without saying outwardly, I'm gonna fuck you up. Especially when you a 6'2", 220-pound nigga. Like, yeah, you can do that. So, you could see me on camera. I'm like, fuck, man. Oh my God. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't even want to do this. So, I'm being very respectful. But at the end of the day, when it comes to young people, because I remember when I was young, and I know, like, when you really want to believe in something in life, you really want a deeper meaning in life, even now. But especially when you're younger, 17, 18, 19, you can be led by the wrong thing. And I wouldn't even be able to look in the mirror if I knew that I got on camera and said some shit that I knew to be false out of fear. So although I remained respectful, I still had to keep it real. I still had to keep it real to a certain extent. So the conversation goes on. You could see me kind of skirting around things a little bit. But when it got down to it, I had to say, look, I don't believe in that shit. Another thing, like, about the script, like, remember the moment where me and Ra had a little back and forth? It was a part of the script or the whatever, like, it was a part of it. This was planned that, okay, and Ra, you gonna come in and you gonna kind of check her when she says this. And that's because he trying to have Ra and Bambi be like the new, like, feisty. He like feisty girls, the people to stir up a little controversy and drama. That's like where he's trying to take their characters in the shit. But you can see, like, when the conversation's really going down, I'm really not going for that shit, because the part that wasn't scripted was me getting back with her ass. I was supposed to kind of capitulate and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you might be right. But I wasn't going for that when the time came. So it goes on and on. I don't tell him what he wants to hear. I go off script. Boom. This is the reason why he brings up that uncle shit. This nigga knew about... I did lie initially. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta keep it real. I gotta be honest about everything. If I expect y'all to believe me, I gotta be honest about everything. I did lie initially about living with my uncle. I lied. I was living with a guy that I had something going on with. That's true. But I had admitted to that and told the truth months before he even bought the tickets, before he even got me out there. So if it was that serious, if it was so much of a deal breaker and so much of a betrayal, why even get me over there? After I told him, he told me, look, I respect you telling me the truth. If you decide to come out here, I'm going to still take care of everything. That's what he said. But he brought that shit up, and he brought the Solar shit up, like, oh yeah, trying to pass me off to Solar to humiliate me because I was going off script. That's why he did that. That's why he did that, like, literally to humiliate me. So you could see at the end, me kind of like smiling or whatever and being like, okay, sure. Like, I never agree with it, but I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. This is because if you watch closely in the video, these niggas, these minions began to slowly inch closer and closer to me the more I spoke up. They began to slowly inch. You guys got to know about body language. It's more than what you say. A person can say some shit just with the way they angle their body towards you. So when that started going down, I thought to myself, I'm like, man, I just need to get the fuck out of here. I'ma just chill. Boom. So you can see me be like, oh, all right, yeah, we cool. Or whatever. After that, we got hours of looking at comments, of looking at troll videos. And a lot of people were saying, oh, she's feisty. Oh, look at this and look at that. Like, a lot of the public perception was in my favor at that time. So he's like, oh, no, we can't do this. We're going to have to run that again. I'm like, look, man, I'm not doing that. He's hot at this point. So that's when he started to, like, not even arrange nothing with me. He would just, like, start throwing me on camera, call my name, throw me on camera, try to start the debate again, because he's trying to change public perception, like, in any way that he can. So he does that shit. You could see me like getting more and more stressed. So I tell him, look, move the flight up. I want to leave. He's like, okay, cool. You can leave on Tuesday. But until then, we don't got to talk about the ideology of shit no more. We don't got to do that. Like, he starts to sweet talk me again. We don't got to do that. All I want you to do is do a little bit of feisty stuff, a little bit of fun stuff on camera. We just going to keep it light. Just because he could see, like, the way that the views were coming up. So he's like, so let's just do a little bit of feisty stuff. Let's do a little fun stuff, and then you can dip. Right? So I'm like, whatever. Like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. So that's when you see the circle situation happen. And, okay, we go around the circle, and we say something nice, and we do this, and we do that, right? So we're doing it. Like, I'm having a little fun with it. It was all lighthearted. He's like, okay, we'll talk about Tron and Bambi, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it was lighthearted. It was simple. It was fun. But then at the last minute, to humiliate me, to make people look down upon me, he reveals the fact that we had sex. And he knew that I was going to be embarrassed about that. I could keep it real. He knew I was going to be embarrassed about that because he knew that it was nothing like that between him and I. And he also knew that it was just a one-time thing. It was just something that happened. It was never nothing like, oh, yeah, come on, come fuck me, and this and that. It was just something that happened based on the night. We were drinking a little wine, this, that, whatever. Okay. Once he did that, I'm like, fuck that, I'm done. I'm not going on camera no more. I'm not speaking. I'm not opening my mouth. I'm completely done. Right? When I said, I'm fucking leaving, I'm going to a hotel, I'm dipping today. Right? That's when I arranged, when Lurker and Vale and them helped me to get the fuck out of there then. Right? Shout out to them. I thank them. So, when that happened, he got hot. He says, okay, so you gonna dip? You gonna dip before completely fulfilling this deal? All right then. I'm canceling your flight. And he canceled it. And let me clarify something else. Everybody that donated, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate it so much. Like, y'all are some good-hearted people. I love y'all. I fuck with y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. Thank you. But I have to be honest. I have to be real. Can I be real? The donations that I received did not equal one flight. Because he canceled my flight short notice like that, I had to get someone from back home to buy me a same-day flight. Even on Spirit, I want you to Google and I want you to look up how much does a same-day flight from Panama to Atlanta, Georgia on Spirit cost? Same day. This nigga has the following, and he was unable to even get $500. What makes y'all think that I would be able to get $1,800 for 3 flights? The donations that I had, they covered my room and board, they covered food for me, they covered the transportation that I needed, but they never covered one flight. That's just the facts of what it is. So, he cancels the flight. I leave. He fabricates a message about me wanting to come back to try to veer. His whole thing is, he wanted me to be fucked up because he saw that people were helping me. He wanted me to get fucked up and get stranded there. That's what he wanted. And this is the Messiah. The Messiah wants a woman to be fucked up and stranded in a foreign country. No matter what happened, if this was the Messiah, no matter what happened, if you knew that you brought someone somewhere, let's pretend like he never bought a return flight. If you knew that you brought someone somewhere and they were stranded and they were stuck, you wouldn't even contact them? A woman. And you're the Messiah. You're the truth. You're the way, the truth, and the light, right? You wouldn't even contact this woman to, yo, are you okay? No. He wanted me to be fucked up. And that's why he did that. So, it's crazy to see this. It's crazy. It's crazy to see this, but obviously, I got to accept the truth in what I did. I got to accept the stupidity in what I did. I got myself in this situation. This is gonna be my last time addressing this shit. I'm done. This shit is beneath me. It's beneath all of us, really. It's bullshit. I'm done with it. But one thing that being in this situation made me see is that, and my phone's about to die too. My phone is like, girl, we done. One thing being in this situation made me see is that we really need something real. Not the bullshit. Not the bullshit, not the nasty shit that he does and the evil that he does. But like, as far as the getting in tune with nature, getting in touch with yourself, a place where people can go to heal themselves without judgment. That dream that he sold me, we need something like that for real. We need to. And any women, anybody who wants to build with me on some shit, anybody who wants to give me some advice, anybody who wants to talk to me, hit me up. Hit me in my inbox and let's build. That's what I want to do. I'm moving past this. We got to move past this. We got to stop giving our energy to shit that is just evil and disgusting and fucked up. And let's put our energy into something that's really for the greater good. So hit me in my inbox. I fuck with y'all. Peace.